Hello, beautiful family. Welcome to your devotional number 24 on the stories of the Bible. Today we're going to look at Luke 19. This is one of my favorite stories, and I will try to make it short because I could talk about this guy all day. It's Zacchaeus. Zacchaeus. Chapter 19, verse 1. It says, "And Jesus entered and passed through Jericho. And behold, there was a man named Zacchaeus, which was the chief among the publicans, and he was rich." This is important to know. A publican is someone that is a Jew but works for the Romans against the Jews. So that means he's a hypocrite, someone that is betraying his own people because he's working for the Roman Empire to charge the taxes of the Jews, and most of the time would be charging more and causing fraud, etc., etc. So this guy had a really bad reputation, and he was rich, and he sought to see Jesus, who he was, and could not for the press, because he was little of stature. What did he do? "And he ran before and climbed up a sycamore tree to see him, for he was to pass that way." That's my favorite part. So you can imagine this very luxurious man wearing his Armani suit with his Armani shoes. He's rich, and now he's running. You don't see rich guys running. I can imagine all of his bodyguards saying, "Is that the boss running?" Why is our boss running? I can imagine the Fox News filming this and say, "That little guy running? Yep, that's the famous Zacchaeus, the rich man of the city, and he's climbing a tree." That's something you don't see every day, but he's hungry. But he's hungry. But he's hungry for one man, and his name is Jesus. He forgot about his wealth, and he forgot about who he was, and he forgot about who he was watching. He had just one thing in mind. He wanted to see Jesus because he was hungry. I'm going to add to it, but I believe that that sycamore tree was a tree that God planted one day years before. I believe sycamore trees take a very long time to grow, and to grow to their full height. I don't know how long, but I thought maybe God sent an angel and said, "Let's plant a sycamore tree right there, because there's going to be a love encounter right there." A sycamore tree. And there he is, Zacchaeus. And he's just trying to see Jesus. He's just trying to see him. He's not planning on calling him. He's just wanting to see him. I want to see him. I want to see who he is. I want to see him. I'm hungry. I want to see Jesus. And that's why I'm doing something crazy. And that's why this might ruin my reputation. And people might say I'm so crazy, but I'm hungry. I am a sinner, but I'm hungry. I'm a sinner, but I'm hungry. I'm hungry. I want him. I want him. I want him. I want him. Well, little did he know. Verse 5. When Jesus came to the place, he looked up. Hey, this I don't think Zacchaeus planned. Jesus is walking. There's this multitude around him all the time. But hunger is a force that will always make God stop. He would always stop for the hungry. the hungry for the Word, the hungry for His presence, the hungry for a change. And Jesus looked up and saw him. And look at this. And said unto him, Zacchaeus, make haste, come down. Today I must abide at your house. And he made haste and came down and received them joyfully. Oh my gosh, can you imagine? Can you imagine going up that tree, looking to see Jesus? You just want to see him. And suddenly Jesus looks up and calls you by name and tells you, I'm about to leave all this multitude to come to your house. So let's go. Why? Because I would rather spend my day with one sinner that is hungry than with a lot of people that are not. A lot that want to observe, a lot that have the desire to tempt me, but they don't want me, and you do. Let's go. So he went to his house and received them joyfully. And when they saw it, they all murmured, saying that he was going to be the guest with a man that is a sinner. And Zacchaeus stood and said unto the Lord, Behold, Lord, the half of my goods I give to the poor, and if I have taken anything from any man by false accusation, I restored him fourfold. And Jesus said unto him, This day salvation came to this house, for so much as he also is a son of Abraham. For the Son of Man is come to seek and to save that which was lost. One conversation. It didn't take a seminar. It didn't take a long conference. It didn't take 5 speakers, 5 songs, and 2 coffee breaks. It took one conversation with Jesus for Zacchaeus to be transformed. You will always be transformed at the speed of your hunger. It is your hunger that decides what happens, how fast it happens. He was hungry, and Jesus invested a conversation in him. His heart was converted, not because he started wearing a t-shirt that says Jesus, but because you can see it in the way he decided to treat his money. You will always see character through the way we deal with money. He immediately say, I will give half to the poor, and everybody who I mistreated, I would pay them back 4 times more, which is a sign of repentance. You see, repentance is not crying at the altar. Repentance is making it right with people, making it right with those you hurt, making it right with those that have been misled and have had losses. One man. And you would say, how could you abandon a multitude to go after one person, Jesus? Wait for it. After that, can you imagine what happened? When all of the poor received a check in the mail from the company of Zacchaeus, and probably the memo said, touched by Jesus. All of those people immediately knew that Zacchaeus, the one that caused us pain, that Zacchaeus, the one that stole money from us, that man is now giving us our money back, is now blessing the poor. He's now restoring what he did wrong. Who is this Jesus? You don't think the whole Jericho was impacted by the testimony of Zacchaeus? Oh, family. He restored the economy of a city through one man. And not only that, but they learned who Jesus was through the blessing that arrived in their own home. I hope you enjoy this. It's worth studying. Thank you for listening today. And if you would like to sow a seed to Wisdom for Winning Church, you can by going through PayPal or Zelle. The email is pastoranna@wisdomforwinningchurch.tv, or you can sow through Cash App, Wisdom #4 Winning. Thank you, family, and have a blessed day.